Welcome to another Prairie Creek Library Cook Time. Today we're going to be making Frito Meatballs, and this is from the book of the 4-ingredient cookbook, and that is found at Prairie Creek Library. You're welcome to check that out. So today we're just going to need a few ingredients, 4 as per the title. So we need 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 cup of Fritos that have been crushed, 1 egg, and 1 can of mushroom soup, and we'll also need a half a can of water. So the first thing we're going to do is mix the meat, the Fritos, and the egg together. Okay, now that our meat, Fritos, and egg have been mixed together, we're going to form those into meatballs and brown those in a skillet. Okay, you can see that I've made all my meatballs. They're in the skillet browning. I did try to keep my meatballs a fairly consistent size, just so they cook evenly. I don't have some getting done before others. And the size is up to you. It doesn't say on the recipe what size meatball to make, so do what you're comfortable with. And we're gonna go ahead and brown those all up, and then we'll go to our next step. As you know, I've told you before, I'm not really a cook. I'm trying to prove that you can cook for your family, even if you're not some gourmet cook, and you can just follow a simple recipe. So I asked around because I've made meatballs before and had them just crumble apart. So I asked around and I was told that you can't keep flipping them, so let them cook pretty well on one side and then turn them. You don't want to keep manhandling them because that will cause them to break down. So just a side tip. Okay, you can see now that I have browned my meatballs, and I did cook those on a medium heat. I didn't put those up high. Didn't want them to burn on the outside and be pink on the inside. So I went ahead and put that on a medium heat. Again, the recipe doesn't tell you, so use your best judgment, but none of my meatballs fell apart, so that thought to not manhandle them. That worked out well. So now that we have our meatballs browned, we're going to go ahead and mix together that can of cream of mushroom soup and a half a can of water. Okay, I have the can of mushroom soup and a half a can of water mixed together, and then I'm just going to pour it over the mushroom, or the, not the mushrooms, the meatballs. And then I am going to, okay, then once I get those covered, I am going to go ahead and simmer those for about 30 minutes. And for those of you who are new cooks or not expert cooks, simmer means you're just going to put it on a real low flame and let that cook. So we're going to go ahead and just leave that there for about 30 minutes. Okay, so my meatballs are now done. They have simmered, cooked on low for 30 minutes. I did stir mine every 10 minutes just to make sure it didn't stick to the bottom, but I really didn't have any problem with that. You can see that a lot of the soup and water have now evaporated, clung to the meat, but it's not as runny as it was. So I like this recipe. I like that it's just things that you probably have in your home. You don't have to go buy a lot of extras. I did have to go buy Fritos, not something I normally keep in my home. But it looks delicious. I haven't tasted it yet. You can serve it on rice, on noodles, eat it as is. Go ahead and enjoy.